is this Sammy James communication department? Who is doing it? Who's behind it?
To be very sincere with you, the way the NDC operates, you know, NDC they use communist inferior tactics, and the way they operate, you don't pinpoint one person. You know, they say they are socialists, so it's all for all, one for all. You know the way they say that. They are all parts. It's a whole grand scheme.
Who's been talking about? I've heard President Mahama. Is it on the
My President Mahama speaks about it. Who else? Who else? Everybody in the NDC has spoken about it. They've all either tweeted or Facebooked about it. All of them. And it was a grand scheme. And this document was prepared for the 2020 elections. It was something they did to run us down.
So they are suggesting to Ghanaians that don't vote for Dr. Bawumia because if you vote for Dr. Bawumia, he will continue
The guys are still campaigning against Nana Akufo-Addo. You have me? That's why I tell you they are not serious.
How?
They are still campaigning against Nana Akufo-Addo. You don't see it.
I don't get it.
They are still campaigning against Nana Akufo-Addo. That's why I also don't get. That's why they are not serious.
I don't understand.
You have a contest with Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and you are campaigning against Nana Akufo-Addo. You don't see it.
How are they campaigning against Nana Akufo-Addo?
Don't you see them every day fighting Nana Akufo-Addo? You know why? Because Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia won't fight. He's a different breed of politician. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is that fine line between a technocrat and a politician. He is one that is just focused on the issues.
And solutions.
That's all. He identifies the problems and he says, this is what I think we need to do to make it work. And the NDC, they never debate on issues.
But Dr. Bawumia throws jabs at John Mahama. That I want to debate him, he's running away from me.
But if I want to debate you and you're running away, that's not a jab, that's a fact. Because you have said that you won't debate me, so you're running away. I mean,
but he says things like, go and ask him to talk about inflation in his time. Ask him to talk about doom. So
because you haven't spoken about it, that's fact. Because you haven't spoken about it. As we're speaking now, have you heard John Mahama, former president, His Excellency, give us an account of his stewardship as president?
I'm totally sure that hasn't happened.
That's what I'm telling you.
I was hoping that the campaign launch would go up. It still didn't happen.
The reason why they cannot take on...
Why is he not talking about his time?
The reason why they cannot debate and take on Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia on the issues is because they themselves, till date, they haven't been able to espouse any cogent solution to our issues and our challenges as a country.
They don't have any?
But even their own, the one they mentioned, have they been able to explain? Do you understand?
No.
Do you understand any of their policies? I saw you play some of the videos. Some say the organizers will work on the Techimai Highway till 2 a.m. Some say lions and eagles will be reared and they'll be exported. Some say Wache will be sold at night. Have you heard them really say that?
Wache will be sold at night was Felix Ofosu-Kwakye.
Listen, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has identified each of the issues. He says, for the business community, I think these are our issues. This is my solution. What do you think? For the teachers, this is the issue. This is my solution.
But the question then is, Dr. Bawumia is in government. What is this I've identified? Go ahead and deal with it.
You see, there is a reason why we go into an elections every 4 years. It is because countries' issues never end. You fix one and it escalates you to the next level. And then you have to find a solution for that one as well. Otherwise, I'm sure the Americans and the Europes, they would say, we have arrived. God, come for us. Why is America going into an election in November? Is there any country that beats America in anything? Why are they going? Haven't you heard Kamala Harris talk about things that she will do? Why is she not doing them now?
She's vice president.
It is because when you are going into an election, you have to look at what was in existence, what you have achieved, and say, we have been able to do all of these. What is left for us to do? For example, we have implemented free senior high school.
Yes.
So what are you going to do when it comes to free senior high school? The next level is we need to move secondary education to be modernized and be ready for the fourth industrial revolution. That's why you hear Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia speak about TVET education and how to modernize it. How does that amount to do it now? We have done what we have to do based on the 4-year tenure and what we promised. Some of them are standard that needs to be done. Those are the things that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia has put together and also identified emerging issues. Because as you solve the issues, you are getting emerging ones that also require new solutions. And those are the things he's espousing. Whether former President Mahama likes it or not, Doomsor is no longer an issue. It's been fixed under this government. So he can't come and tell us that I'm going to solve Doomsor. You understand? He needs to come and tell us new things that he will do. Why is he not talking about those new things? Mention one solution you've heard the former president profess for any of our sectors.
He will expand infrastructure. He has said that.
Which government doesn't build infrastructure? So let me even make this point quickly. Infrastructure. So you talk about road, right? You
yes.
Talk about health
road,
infrastructure,
school buildings,
education
secondary school buildings,
okay.
E-blocks.
Perfect. Even the E-blocks that you started today, We have completed more of your e-blocks that you started than you completed yourself. Roads. He himself said in Parliament that he constructed about 4,000 roads. We have done 11,000 roads. Why should anybody vote for you who did 4,000 and vote against the one that did 11,000? Why? Why should anybody vote for you who built barely 8 hospitals and vote against the one that is building about 111? Why? President Kufuor started Aerojet project. For 8 years you became president. You couldn't finish it. It had to take President Kufuor's descendants to come and complete the Aerojet project. Why should anybody vote for you and vote against the government that has done it? So if you say, vote for me because I would bring infrastructure, your scorecard against the current government scorecard on infrastructure is quite clear. Sometimes I hear them talk about economy, or talk about the economy. Are you aware that under President Mohammed's presidency, he did not improve a single indicator under a macroeconomic indicator, not even one. Each of the macroeconomic indicators that he met in 2012, he rendered them useless under his presidency.
Everything declined?
All of them. So the point here is this. Yes, our inflation may be at 23%, from 15% to 23%. But Paul, our inflation during the global economic crisis went all the way to 54%. And today, we have worked from 2022 so hard to bring it to 23%, and it's still going down. You have no single record of being able to bring any macroeconomic indicator down. You picked inflation from 8% and you took it to 15%. So if somebody picked it from your 15% and it went all the way to 54%, and the person is working hard and it's coming down to about 23%, how do you tell me to vote for you, who has no record of being able to manage our economy to improve any of them, and vote against the one that has shown that if it gets worse, he can work to bring it back to good fortunes? How do you convince me to vote for you on this subject?
I'm sorry, I'm about to reply a text that I did. A friend of mine, very, very good friend, I said, Charlie, this Miracles guy be brutal. And I replied, I swear, I thought I'm on there.